Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Okay, good morning, guys. Y'all probably don't know me, and it says Judge Albert McKeag, but Judge McKeag has recently retired. Well, actually, he's a visiting judge now, and he'll be around helping this court on a regular basis. But my name is Gary Cheney, and brand new computer. The last Zoom hearing, we couldn't get the audio going. Haven't changed a lot of the stuff on the website and everything, so it's going to take a little time to get going. But just want to introduce myself to you guys. And before we start, it's Mr. Barkus, you're the attorney for the plaintiff, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
And I guess you're not Mr. Hood. Ms. Peterson, is that correct, for the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm actually stepping in at the very last minute for Stu Schmella.
Okay.
For defendant Garrett Lee.
Okay. Well, let's wait, a little bit. We need to kind of wait. We said we're going to start at 11. And even though I think all the parties are here, we can just kind of hang on there. I will warn you, in the last hearing, not only are we in a new, I'm the new judge, we have a brand new courthouse, and everybody moved. So even my staff, who's normally, it's the old judge's staff, who's crackerjack. I've known the court reporter for almost 30 years, and the other, my administrator, I've known her for some years now. And so they're running around like their hair's on fire too. We got copy machines, and we'll talk to computers and everything else. But the other thing that's really funny is they have not fixed my lights. So if I don't move around a lot, the lights go out. And I've lived most of my life in the dark, but as a judge, I'd like to kind of be in the light. So they're working on that. So if the lights go out, it wasn't your imagination. That's what happens. And you'll see me waving my arms to get it going again. But other than that, we're.
Judge, I spoke with Mr. Hood this morning, so I know he's going to be showing up. So
he is going to be showing up.
Yes, so I spoke with him.
Where it says Hood's iPad. Let me see if I can add him. Let me see.
There he is.
There we go. His audio is not quite going. Hold on. Mr. Hood, can you hear us?
I can now. Can you hear me?
I was introducing myself to the other individuals. My name is Gary Cheney. Judge McKeag recently retired, actually, as I told them. He's graciously agreed to be a visiting judge on a regular basis at this court. And we got a lot going on. Haven't changed a lot of the names and web pages. And the other thing that's kind of crazy in my world right now is not only do you have a new judge and trying to get my feet underneath me, we have a brand new courthouse. And so we just moved. And so my staff's running around. We're trying to get copy machines to talk with the computers. And it's just been kind of a crazy day. I was telling them my first hearing, we couldn't get the audio on this new computer going. And so I was chatting with everybody. And then finally, Judge McKeag, who's really a good IT guy, he, came in here, he's here today, and he figured it out. So I thought that was pretty nice and pretty cool.
I was under the understanding that 2020 was over.
Yeah, I don't know. It's but you know what? You just take it with a grain of salt and keep moving, right? You keep moving. The bullets can't hit you. But I think everybody's here, so we probably can go ahead and start. I was warning the other two. The other thing that's going on, since this is a new courthouse, they have not fixed my lights, and so every once in a while, if I'm not moving enough, the lights go out. So it's I know it's crazy. They're working on it. It's a little glitch because the button says it should be staying on. But anyway, the other thing that I'm sure you guys are aware of, and I always apologize to my court reporter pretty much on every hearing that I've ever had in front of her as a defense attorney or as a private attorney. And I apologize to her now in the last few Zoom hearings. I am a fast talker. Court reporters hate me. But she's known me for over almost 30 years. And so she's always put up with me. So she's a sweetheart. But with that said, add to the fact that I'm a fast talker, on Zoom, there's always a delay. So I'm going to try to work really hard on slowing it down. I've tried for the last, 28 years to do that. Hadn't been successful, but I'm going to try to slow it down. But if you guys would kind of, know about y'all, I know y'all have done Zoom hearings, just kind of be aware of the pause that happens. The other thing that's going on is this hearing is being conducted on the Zoom teleconference application due to COVID. And we're also being broadcast live on the 506 YouTube channel. Okay. with that, I guess, yeah, we're at 11 o'clock. Let's go ahead and call this case to order. And I assume Mr. Barkos, you're the plaintiff. Go ahead and introduce yourself for the record.
Your Honor, Hans Barkas for the plaintiffs in this case. I represent Tiffany Cross, the mother of Tristan Gammon, and Donald Stowe, the father of Emily Stowe. And we are ready to give everyone an update. So that's really what everybody wants, is an update from me. So.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Is there? It's a little bit delayed.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better, right, Robin?
It is better. I missed some of what you said, so if you could just repeat some of those, what you just said, please.
Yeah, because you.
This is Hans Barkas for Tiffany Cross, mother of. I'm sorry. Tiffany Cross, mother of Tristan Gammon, and Donald Stowe, mother of Emily Stowe, deceased. And I'm ready to proceed, and I suspect the reason we're here is everybody needs updates from me. So.
Okay, good to know. I was wondering, I couldn't remember who actually filed the motion, but I assume Mr. Hood, you'll be, you're the defense. Could you introduce yourself for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Kevin Hood for Montana Morgan, defendant.
Okay, and from statements made by Mr. Barkos, it's my understanding that it's your motion for status. Is that what? That's where we are.
No, it's actually Garrett Lee's motion for a status that Ms. Peterson is here for Mr.
Oh, I'm
Stewart.
sorry, Ms. Peterson.
So.
No, it's okay.
I thought Mr. Hood was for everybody, but yeah, would you introduce yourself for the record?
Of course, yes, Virginia Peterson, and I'm here on behalf of the other defendant, Garrett Lee. And yes, Your Honor, it was my partner Stu's motion. There's just a couple of issues we wanted to get worked out if we could.
Okay, well, since it's your motion, why don't you go ahead and enlighten us on where we are and what we need.
Okay, well, and again, I stepped into this case about 10 minutes ago, but my basic understanding.
Now you know how I feel, right?
I know. I mean, it's like the Mondayest of Mondays today. But my basic understanding of it is that this is a fatality accident that happened back in July of 2019 or the summer of 2019. I know that as to my client, we reached a settlement for limits back in like April of 2020. And it's my understanding that there was some holdup in getting that finalized because there were some issues with the liens and things like that, which I certainly understand. But I do know that we have followed up many times, since April and have not really gotten a response on where we are with settlement. So we have a Rule 11 agreement. We just want to see what we need to do to get it wrapped up. I'm not here to pick on anybody. We just want to see what we need to do to close it out.
Okay, Mr. Barkos, could you bring us up to speed? Has there been a settlement with everybody, or is it just?
No, just one of the parties has defended. Just one of the defendants we've settled with. Mr. Hood and I, to jump to the end, put that up front. Mr. Hood and I discussed this morning about when we should try the case and put it in the scheduling order for his client, and we can address that with the court as well. But with regard to Peterson's concerns and defendant Garrett Lee's concerns, they want to know why we haven't taken their money yet. And 100% correct that the problem has been the liens. We've made a ton of progress. We have just within the last 30 days with regard to Tristan Gammon, settled her Blue Cross Blue Shield with regard to this case for $10,000. The outstanding meds on it are $47,000. That's the lien from Blue Cross Blue Shield. So we've just been negotiating with them, and it's taken for.
Look, Mr. Marcus, I'm really having some issues, so I know Ms. Wiley probably is. Robin, are you getting this, or do you need to have him call in on a cell phone?
Your connection, we're losing about every third or fourth word you say, and then it goes in and out. I don't know if there's.
Is there a way for me to log off and log back on? I usually do not have any problems with this. So
we can try. What do you think? Let's try that, and then if that doesn't work, what I've seen done, it'd be my first attempt, would be somehow to have you get on a cell phone and I can just mute you and we can maybe do it that way. But Robin knows better than I do. Sometimes that might cause problems, right, Robin?
If you don't mind, if you can log off and then try to get back on.
That's
And
what
then
I'm gonna
we'll,
try to do.
okay.
Try that, guys. Oh, I see Ashley Falco's here. Let me let her in. Ms. Falco,
Morning.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my name's Gary Cheney, Judge McKeag retired, and
Yes.
I'm the new judge at the 506. I apologize. I don't know how long you've been sitting there.
Not very long.
Okay, good. We've kind of started going, but now we're having to retract the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Barkos. We could only hear every third word. And so he's logged off, and let me try to get him back in. Let's see if this works again. And we'll kind of reboot.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Barkos, can you hear me now, or can I hear you? Oh, wait, audio's working. Never mind. You're connecting. Hold on. Okay, say something so we can see if we can hear you.
Is this any better?
Keep talking.
Are you still getting interference from me, or are we good now?
Seems better, right, Robin?
That sounds much better.
Cool. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Barkos. Okay, Miss Ashley Falco has joined us while you were reconnecting, Mr. Barkos. So I'm going to bring her up to speed on kind of what's going on. If you'll, Miss Falco, introduce yourself for the record, that would be nice.
Yes, I'm Ashley Falco. I was appointed as the ad litem for the minor child in this case.
Okay, and the minor child, my understanding, there are two defendants, but one is deceased. Is that correct?
Yeah, two plaintiffs, Your Honor. One of them is deceased. Ms. Falco is the.
Yeah, you're fading in and out again. Ms. Falco represents Mr. Lee. Is that correct?
No, Tristan Gammon.
Kristen Grammon. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm ad litem for
Looking
a
at the
minor
wrong-
child judge.
Okay, gotcha. I was just trying to make sure who you represented. All right, so to kind of bring you up to speed, it's Ms. Peterson's motion. She said they've reached a settlement agreement. They just want to know kind of what's bogging things down. Mr. Barkos was in the process of explaining what kind of the situation is, but we were only getting every third word. So we're gonna try this again, but I'm hesitant because the last statement you made was a little bit difficult. So let's try it again.
Okay. We've been working on liens. With regard to Tristan Gammon, we have gotten her lien on this settlement reduced from $47,000 to $10,000. And we got that done very recently. So we can go forward with the ad litem hearing on Tristan Gammon because we now know what all the numbers are going to be. With regard to the settlement for the death of Emily Stowe, we've got a $57,692 Medicaid lien that we are working with. The federal government has been less than A+.
Could you repeat that line? The federal government what?
Federal government has been less than hitting on all cylinders right now, but we are in the final stages of finalizing the settlement with the lien of Blue Cross Blue Shield. We expect, not Blue Cross Blue Shield, with Medicaid, with the federal government, and we expect to have that settlement finalized in the next 10 days, certainly no later than the next 30. And we expect substantial reductions with regard to the lien on this settlement.
Okay, so if I'm hearing right, all the plaintiffs pretty much settled. We're just waiting on these liens. Is that correct?
They've all settled with one of the defendants, Garrett Lee.
Okay.
With regard to the defendant, Montana Morgan, Mr. Hood and I have discussed this morning that we should get a new scheduling order in place and shoot for a trial date in November of 2021.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. So before we come back on the other issue, because we're somewhat in limbo on the liens, but Are there any other joinder parties in this case? There's no joinder part. Is that correct?
This
That's
is it.
correct.
Okay. What about designation of experts? Has that happened yet?
For mine, it's just been medical. And so, yes, some of that has happened. I'm not opposed to new expert designation dates in case anybody needs them. And so I'm in favor of that. And I think Mr. Hood is as well.
Yeah, we'll need a new date on that. We're still getting some of the records in.
Okay. And so at this point, if we're going to extend that out, we don't have to worry about objections right now. What are there any pending motions that I need to know about? I apologize. Like Ms. Peterson or that just came on this case. I'm flying blind here. So there are no pending motions other than
No, Judge. There were some motions in the file, but those both were between the plaintiffs and Mr. Lee. And since we've settled, it's all been mooted. So the only issue that we have to take care of on Mr. Lee's side is the minor settlement hearing.
Okay. So what about, any summary judgments or other dispositive motions that I need to be aware of? Okay. How y'all doing on discovery? Y'all need more time on that too?
Yes.
We do. That's why we're looking at a trial in November.
Okay. So any thoughts on discovery time-wise or?
Mr. Hood?
I'd say, in discovery 45, 60 days before trial.
You okay with that?
Fine by me.
Okay. All right. And you said November, what, beginning of November, end of November?
I would say probably the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. How many days do y'all think y'all need on this?
3.
Okay. Now I can't promise anything right now. I mean, y'all are
Right.
aware that we recently were backed up to February. Now we've been backed up to April. And we have a lot of cases pending. So
Judge, I think we're pending in April as well.
okay.
Right now.
All right. Yeah. So that obviously that's all getting moved back. So we just don't know when this vaccine might take over. We hope it's sooner than later. There was my understanding there was a jury request. I saw that. I assume the jury fee's been paid.
Yes.
Okay. What about witness availability? I guess it's not an issue at this point. Is that correct?
No, Judge.
And the one that a lot of attorneys don't like to hear, but all judges always kind of push for it. Have y'all talked about mediation?
We have talked about mediation, Judge. There is some coverage issues, some allegations by us that there's a blown Stowers, and Mr. Hood can't get in the middle of that. And so he can just go to his client and say, hey, talk to the coverage people about whether or not they want to mediate. And so he's going to do that, but we have not mediated, and it probably does need to get mediated before trial, in my opinion.
And just to let you know, Judge, we have offered policy limits for Mr. Morgan.
Okay. Or how are you, Mr. Hood, regarding mediation? Do you think this would work or not?
I would think the only issue should be
Like Harris
discussed.
County, we just don't mandatorily. I'm sorry, Robin's going to hate me for that, talking over you. We're not like Harris County. We just don't mandatorily hit it. If we try to work with everybody, and you guys know y'all's case better than anybody, I don't want to send you to mediation if you're just going to be up there saying no, 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 or if there's a coverage issue, I can't talk. So anyway, I know Mr. Barkos indicated he thinks it would be right for it. How's your opinion on that?
I think anytime we get parties to talk is a good thing.
Okay.
I try to stay out of the middle of coverage issues, but sometimes that's not possible. But I don't think State Farm has an objection to mediating.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let me do this. Let me, because my coordinator knows my whole schedule. I know nothing. Let me get with her, and I'll send you guys out a scheduling order on you said on Ms. Peterson's issue. You think that might be resolved when?
I expect to have the second lien resolved within 10 days.
Okay.
And then it's just setting up for a minor settlement hearing and making sure that Ms. Falco has everything she needs so she can do her due diligence. And
Well, let's do this, since I'll make a note that, you've been down here and we're talking maybe about a couple weeks. Ms. Peterson, and you're kind of flying without not knowing what's going on as well. So
Right.
if it's not resolved the next couple weeks, just you can, if you need to refile something, I'm going to go ahead and send out the status hearing for everything. And so there will be a scheduling order. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do. Everybody's gotten smart when it comes to not wanting to try issues if they don't want to, and push everything back as far as in-person hearings. So we're a little bit limited, but we're getting better at it, and hopefully we'll be able to get things resolved here quickly. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna order a status, a scheduling order, updating the dates, shooting for November. No promises on November. I don't know what my schedule is. I got to get with my coordinator. It might be further out because I'm a court of general jurisdiction, and we have a lot of, I do criminal law, real estate law, you name it, I do it. And we have a big backload of sex offense cases that are top priority. And I think 2 murder cases. I think it's 2. So those kind of jump up ahead of you guys. So like I said, Judge McKay has graciously agreed to try to, like I'm trying one. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the 506 covers 2 counties, one in Grimes and one in Waller County. So the game plan is, while I'm trying a case in Grimes County, a judge would be trying one here, but there's a lot of problems with that. There's only so much money in the till for visiting judges. Court reporters are very hard to come by these days. So there might be some limitations, but the game plan is to just get up and roll up our sleeves. And as soon as they give us the go ahead, start pushing these cases through. So with that, you guys are kind of lower on the totem pole. So I will try to get you a November date, but no promises on that. Okay. I just don't know where my calendar says. So
We understand.
okay. Did anybody have anything else?
No, Your Honor. I think we should agree to get you a proposed date for the minor settlement hearing within 14 days,
Okay.
if that'll work.
Okay. Again, I'm not gonna order that it be done by then, but
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, Ms. Peterson, and you think, hey, this is just way taking too long, just let me know. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. That's it. Nice meeting everybody, and hopefully we'll see you in the future. All right.
Nice meeting you, Judge.
Ms. Falco, there's a lot of Falco attorneys up in the Grimes County area.
That's me. My dad's Joe.
That's your dad. Okay. All right. All right. Nice meeting everybody. Y'all have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.